Well, good afternoon. I haven't put a video up for ages because I completely dismantled this railway, and the reason I did so was because it was so boring, and I needed to add in something that was operationally interesting. And looking at a load of different layouts, what occurred to me was you need sweeps of track, and you can see this sweep here in the station, and a sweep here onto the embankment. This here will be a girder bridge that I've ordered that was taking ages to arrive. Much more simple, running two trains, and it's basically a very fancy figure of eight, a double figure of eight. Now, using AnyRail to design it, I started that 2 or 3 months ago and couldn't figure it out, and then I realised that if I was doing a cross like this with these two tracks going under here, then you've got to undo it somehow. Now I'm going to put a screen about here, so when it disappears into the tunnel you can't really see what goes on behind, because what goes on behind is pretty hideous, and it's like a circus, like a roller coaster. In fact, different gradients leading to this sort of thing. Now, because I run diesels, they will go up a reasonable slope, a steep slope. Now, all right, this room is this layout is 25, 26, 28 foot long, something like that. Even then, it's difficult to get the space for the crossover, because it's got to be a long crossover, because if you like, track 1 here has got to go to track 3 here, and it's got to go underneath. And that's really quite problematic. And the same situation here, you've got track 2 has got to go to track 4. So you can see it down the bottom. You need a similar crossover down there. So it's been quite interesting. But what I'll have here, once I've trimmed this board, hand tool saw there, brilliant saw actually. I'll been going down to the local DIY store. They just cut these for me really nice and straight as well, because you've got to have support in this section here. That's all the fun of the fair. A huge amount of points I've saved. At the moment, this layout has 4 points. 4 points linked to a cobalt each, and there's my spare cobalts. Yeah, bit of a waste of money that. And there's the spare points. There's just a massive amount of spare stuff. But how long this layout lasts is anybody's guess. At the moment, I'm just testing it to make sure that things will go up slopes, and they do actually. They do go up these slopes, which is pretty good. Those foam risers, the Woodland Scenics things, are really quite helpful, and that's a really steep couple of slopes there, but it has to be that in order to fit it in. Alright, I'm using 3rd and 4th radius curves as I have before at the hidden bits, the funfair bit here. But again, you won't see that because trains will burst from the tunnel mouth here. So that you're not going to see it. And rather than having a standard width between the tracks, you just vary it a little bit to give some interesting variety. And then the approach to the station, as you can see, just here, it sweeps and emerges from under the girder bridge. It does look a whole lot better, and it means I can actually do some scenery here, because I'm looking to put sort of up brick arches here. I'll take that back about that far, and just make it just a model railway rather than a train set. I have to have this rubbish behind because that actually facilitates the double level up here, and this is all very neat. Or will be. A lot more straightforward to run as a layout. Far few crashes and shorts. Points are a bloody nightmare. So what I'll do is I'll just get this HST running, because I've been trying to run it, and I've been terrified of it bursting off the tracks. But it will go at a decent speed. I'll put the sound on there. And it does go down this ramp, I'm amazed to say. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. See, it's just rubbish, isn't it? All right, yeah, yeah. I kind of figured that might happen. It's been running superbly, but all of a sudden it decides it doesn't. So we better call the authorities and get that disaster sorted out. But anyway, that's the principle. You know, I'm going to spend quite a bit of time perfecting it. You know, I mean, it's Heath Robinson down here in a minute. I'm trying to get a camber on the track so that high-speed trains can go down it. But yeah, you know, that's the problem there. I haven't actually supported that bit for testing. Yeah, which is well, that's the stage I'm at. Here, you know, this is all plumbed in properly, glued down. The track is absolutely solid. These Hornby risers, which I remember from my train set when I was a kid, they're actually pretty good. Yeah, there's a set distance that they want you to have, but what you're going to do is make sure it's on a join, so you don't have much bounce in the track. There's not a lot. I'm pressing quite hard on that. And as I say, you know, this is all at the moment. It's just temporary whilst I figure it all out. But I've been wiring it up, and it's minimum amount of wiring. I've decided to do that with DCC. There's my wiring. None. Sure, you'll have to do each section in order to get true reliability. But I find if your track's clean and your connections are good, you really don't need that many droppers, and so I'm going to keep it to a bare minimum. Anyway, I'll try and update a bit more often. I just haven't for a while because I went on a summer holiday and I came back. I did nothing between then and Christmas, and then I just whipped it all down. Right, I better attend to me disaster here. Okay, thanks for watching and take care.